So the dog is still at the animal shelter. What is everybody's intention then?
I want the dog put to sleep.
In this case, the injuries from both individuals were quite severe. So I think there would be a basis for euthanizing the dog.
In Judge McNally's court, we have a dog attack that resulted in 2 girls bit and criminal charges. Let's see what Judge Dad has to say about this case.
Jason Christopher O'Kane, 23F80260. So I'm going to want Ms. Petrie in here. Ma'am, you can tell me your name, please.
Elizabeth Petrie.
Good morning, Mr. Kazak.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kazak for the people.
Mr. O'Kane.
Jason O'Kane.
Mr. Carmen.
Michael A. Carmen, P73824 on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
So I started to take the plea, or at least indicated what the agreement was that the parties had reached. The victim asked to speak with you, Mr. Kazak. Is this still the offer? That is, the defendant plead to animal at large under 433.12 of the state statute with the dangerous animal to be dismissed and the plea to be taken under section 771.1 for a period of 12 months?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I want to make sure you understand what has been offered here.
Yes.
So if you plead guilty, Mr. O'Kane, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all of those. I'll take it under section 771.1. I'll sentence you at some point, either today or at a later time, probably at a later time. I will set terms and conditions, and if you've complied at the end of 1 year, the case will be dismissed. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
And help me if you guys.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, that's my fault. We did that.
You got to do it every time. When
My
I'm taking
apologies,
a plea.
Your Honor.
That's all right. You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by court or trial by jury. If you plead guilty, you're giving up all of those rights. You're waiving the presumption of innocence. You're waiving your right to a jury trial, and you're waiving the requirement that they prove you guilty as to each and every element of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all that?
Understood, Your Honor.
You still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge dangerous animal, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. Were you on February the 10th of 23 in control of and the owner of a dog that was at or near 25110 Deer Creek Drive in the city of Flat Rock, County of Wayne at approximately 5:18 p.m. on February 10th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you in the area, sir?
I was at work, Your Honor.
This dog, you owned it, correct?
Yes.
What kind of a dog?
A Great Pyrenees.
And somehow it got out of your house? Is this a house or a trailer?
It's a trailer. My babysitter took it upon herself to let the dog out and didn't latch him properly. And that's why he got loose to begin with.
Was there a dog bite here, Mr. Carmen?
Your Honor, to my knowledge, I believe so.
I mean,
Yes.
I would think by the initial charge. What happened then, sir?
The animal was loose, bit a couple children, was managed to get back to my property where the police intercepted the animal, and the animal was behaved at that point and then was taken to the animal shelter and has since been there.
Did you witness this, ma'am?
I was at work. I called my daughter at 5:01 p.m. when I was leaving work to let her know that I was on my way home. And this had happened just a few minutes after when I started getting phone calls and text messages from her friend, one of the girls that had got bit on her back. This dog stood on its hind legs and was viciously gnawing at both of my daughter's forearms.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 13 and her friend is 12. So they both
What kind of
ended up
injuries?
going to the hospital.
What kind of injuries did your daughter and this other young lady have?
My daughter ended up out of all of the injuries that she obtained. She had to have 6 of them stitched up at the hospital, and one of them glued together because it was on her finger. And there was a neighbor that lived on Deer Creek who seen the girls and the dog. The dog was trotting around, and the girls had seen 2 collars on the dog. They said the dog seemed fine at first. So they were like, well, if it was my dog, I'd want it, returned home. So they were trying to see if there was, an address on there. The dog came up to them and they tried to look, and the dog just trotted away, and they were like, okay, whatever. So they kept walking. The dog came back, jumped on her friend's back, and bit her friend's back. The only thing that really made it to where her friend didn't get really bad injury, which her mom has pictures. The EMS took a picture as well. I have a picture. Was her bra strap. But
All right, let's do this. Hang on one second. Let's slow it up. Just wait 1 second.
Okay.
Right now, are you on probation or parole?
No,
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
no, Your Honor.
So the dog is still at the animal shelter. What is everybody's intention then?
I want the dog put to sleep. If you've seen my daughter's arms, and I know that Michigan has a 1 bite rule, that dog attacked 2 little girls that were walking down the street in their neighborhood. And we love animals. We love animals.
Look, hang on 1 second. Mr. Kazak, have you had a chance to look at all of this and make a determination as to how you wish to proceed? You're still muted, sir.
Normally, Your Honor, we treat the whether or not to put down the dog as a civil issue. In this case, the injuries from both individuals were quite severe. So I think there would be a basis for euthanizing the dog. Certainly a substantial basis based on the fact that it attacked 2 individuals and both of them were injured severely.
Well, wait a second. You're kind of speaking out of both sides of your mouth here. Are you saying that you're going to ask me to, or you're not going to ask me to? If you are, I'm going to require you to file some kind of a short brief citing your authority and making your request. If you're not, that's up to you. I'm not going to do it without a...
Your Honor, I'm not at this time because I don't believe the statute requires or even directs it. I think it's a civil issue because it's essentially, I think it's a health and safety issue and a property disposal issue.
All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to set this out. Ma'am, I'm going to keep an open mind. I'm not normally going to be, I'm not going to prosecute this on my own. If the prosecutor thinks I should put down the dog, then he's going to have to move for a show cause. I'm just telling you. I'll consider everything and we'll go from there. I do want to have you show up in person. Can you show up in person? And I don't know if you're friends with the victim of the other, the mother of the other victim. If you are, it would be nice if she would come in person too. I would love it if the 2 of you would send us any out-of-pocket expenses that you might have accumulated here. I don't know to what extent it was covered by insurance or not. I'm going to set the sentencing for May the 5th. I'll indicate here, asked victim.
My daughter's still not done with her care. Still ongoing. And for how long I'm not.
And this happened back in February. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you to ask the other victim to appear and you as well. We're going to send notice, so you don't need to worry about that. But I would like all medical bills submitted to Mr. Kazak for his review before the sentencing. Okay?
Okay.
So Lisa, give me a date and time. I guess it's not going to be May the, what's it going to be, May the 2nd?
You want to go into May?
Yeah, I think I want them to be able to continue getting their treatment and give her time to get the bills.
Okay,
So
we'll just have to do that.
I understand.
1 o'clock.
That's fine. We'll make it May 2nd at 1. May the 2nd at 1. I don't normally order a pre-sentence, but I am here. Okay, pre-sentence report. This one scares me a bit. Also, sir, as a condition of your bond, I do want you to Well, pull him up a second on the computer. Jason O'Kane. You ever been in trouble before, Mr. O'Kane, of any kind with the dog?
No, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, just to make a record of it, I think there is a mitigating factor of.
You ever had anything else?
I've been in trouble prior, but nothing over an animal. DUI years ago.
Wasn't too many years ago.
It was 6.
5 or 6. All right. What do you want to say?
Sorry, Your Honor, just to make a record, I think there's a mitigating factor of provocation here, so I think that should certainly factor into, I guess, the disposal of things.
Listen, if I don't think that, well, I'm going to keep an open mind if it comes down to restitution, if that's what you're talking about.
Understood.
The plea was to dog at large.
And plea was accepted, just for clarity, correct?
Correct. I'm accepting the plea to dog at large. I hope I said that. I'm dismissing the danger. Maybe I didn't.
I don't think
But
so.
I am accepting the plea and I'm dismissing the dangerous animals causing injury on motion of the prosecutor.
Thank you.
Get your bills together. Yeah, we did get a bit diverted there. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep it on May the 2nd at 1 o'clock. And I appreciate your appearing here today, Ms. Petrie. Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll see everybody here on May the 2nd.
And Your Honor, Mr. O'Kane is able to get his dog out of the
No.
Flat Rock pound?
No.
He still can't until sentencing?
No. I said that the defendant's dogs remain in Flat Rock Animal Shelter.
He's not able to get him and then surrender him again if necessary?
No. I don't know enough about this at this point. She just told me, I thought, did you not tell me that your daughter was stitched in 6 different areas, one of which was glued?
Yes. 6
I mean,
areas stitched. The 7th was glued, and they just left the other ones because they didn't need to be stitched or glued
no.
because they were able to.
We'll take it up at the time of sentencing. Have a good day. We'll see you here. You're going to go across the hall and get your, sir, Mr. O'Kane, come on back here. You're going to go down the hall, get your notice, and you're going over to probation. I don't know why you're shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head? Sounds like that dog destroyed this young lady up pretty good. Now, maybe it's not as bad as she's
13 years old. I have pictures.
Maybe it's worse than she's making.
No, I've seen the pictures, Your Honor. I don't agree with what my animal did, but
What do you mean? You think some other animal did it?
No, I don't agree with my dog's behavior that day. I don't understand why he did what he did. I've never had an incident with the dog. He's never gotten
How old
loose.
is the dog?
He just turned 2.
Okay, so he's not old. I mean, it doesn't mean they come out of the womb and they suddenly start biting people. This is a young dog, right?
Yeah, younger.
He's 2 years old. That's
But it's been $15 a day at the animal shelter since February 7th or since February 10th. And
so my job is to make sure this doesn't happen again.
And
hang on, and you're answering your own questions. And I'm sure those young ladies would be happy to take $15 a day to not have gone to doctors, had people stitching them up at 13 years old and endured the pain. So honestly, just take this as a break so far by what's been happening. Okay? Did you hear what I'm telling you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Take it as a break. Prosecutor pled it to animal at large. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
PSI, we'll see you back here for the sentence.
What do you think about this case? Do you think this dog should be euthanized? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.